Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be doing lesson 1.4, which talks about series. So we've been talking about sequences. We're going to learn what a series is. So a series is the sum of the terms in a sequence. We learned a sequence is just a list of numbers. And a series takes that list and adds them all together. So notice here we have a sequence. This is a finite sequence because it stops at 4. And so the series would be, if we wanted to add, we would add all of these together. And a finite sequence, you can add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. That's 10. An infinite sequence, this will be like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus every number after that, which you really can't do. It's just going to be infinity. You would add forever. Numbers go on forever. Then we also have this one. So if we want to take this sequence and turn it into a series, that would be 3 plus 6 plus 12 plus 24, which if we added all those together would be 45. So a series takes a sequence and adds them together. Well, like I said, most of your sequences that we've seen just go on forever. And so adding all those together is going to be impossible. So we do what's called partial sums, S sub n. It's the sum of the first n terms. So even if we have a sequence that goes forever, and I say find S sub 5, we know we're only looking at the first 5 numbers. We're not looking at the entire sequence as a whole. So here we've got the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're finding the sum of the first 9 terms. So here in the calculator, that would be like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. So 1 plus 2 plus 3. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to leave some dots there. That just means from 3 to 9, which I showed you on the calculator show. And we saw that that was 45. So this one is the sum of the first 4 terms. So 4 plus 7 plus 13 plus 25. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 49. The sum of the first 6, we've got 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 plus 25. That's only 5 terms. What's the next one? These are all perfect squares. 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. So the next one would be 6 squared or 36. And we get 91. And then number 4, we have 1 plus 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1/4 plus 1/5 plus 1/6. That one's going to be annoying to type in. 1 plus 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1/4 plus 1/5 plus 1/6. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. 49 over 20. Now we're going to learn how to find these using formulas. And that'll come when we talk about arithmetic series and geometric series. But something that you need to be familiar with is this symbol. This is sigma, and sigma means sum. And we're going to be using this a lot, and I'm going to show you kind of what it means and show you how to type it in the calculator, how to do it by hand. So this means sum. And inside of this, the part over here, this is your explicit formula or the rule that we learned. So remember, arithmetic sequences was like AN equals D times N minus 1 plus A1, or geometric was A1 times R to the N minus 1 power. So that's the formula that goes there. And this is going to be your starting term. So really, we always start with 1 in the bottom. And this is your ending term. So if I say if we're finding the sum of the first 5 terms, we would put a 5 there. So let's talk about how these work. So this right here is going to be the sum of the first 4 terms. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this formula, we're going to plug 1, plug 2, plug 3, plug 4 in, and then add all of those answers together. So if we plug in 1, we get 0. If we plug in 2, we get 1. If we plug in 3, get 2. And then 4, we get 3. So notice I plugged in numbers 1 through 4 into this formula. And now we're going to find the sum. 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. Number 6, we're finding the sum. So we're going to plug in all the numbers between 1 and 5 into this formula. So -3 times 1 is -3. -3 times 2 is -6. -3 times 3 is -9. -3 times 4 is -12. -3 times 5 is -15. So I did all the numbers between 1 and 5. I stopped at 5. And now we're going to add -3 plus negative 6 plus negative 9 plus negative 12 plus negative 15. So if we type that in the calculator, you should get negative 45. Okay. All right, and now there's 3 examples. I want you to try these 3 problems. So pause the video and work on these 3. So number 7, we should have done 5 times 1 plus 12 to get 17. 5 times 2 plus 12 to get 22. And then if you went on, we got 27 and 32. So you only had to do the first 4. And then when you added all those together, you should have gotten 98. Number 8, 2 times 1 minus 7 is negative 5. And if you kept plugging in 2, 3, and 4, you would have got negative 3, negative 1, and positive 1. And then adding all 4 of those together, negative 8. Number 9, we had 1 squared plus 1 is 2. 2 squared plus 2 is 6. 3 squared plus 3 is 12. And that's, you only had to do 3. Numbers 1 through 3. And if you added all those together, you got 20. Now there is a way to just type this in the calculator. And I've wrote your steps there. So let's follow those steps. Click Math. We're going to go to 0. If you remember it's 0, you could just type 0. You could just hit the 0 button. But you could scroll till you see that symbol. All right, now all of these say N. You can just use X if you want. That's easier. It doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. So X equals 1. And we go up. We're going to type in an 8. And I'm going to go in the parentheses and type in this fraction. X cubed over 2. And we get 648. Number 11. Math. 0. X equals 1 to 5. Now here's where it's going to be a little tricky. There's already parentheses there. You cannot go outside of these parentheses. This squared goes outside. So what we actually have to do is we're going to put extra parentheses on the inside. So I'm going to type in 4 minus x squared. And notice how there's still parentheses there on the outside, the very outside. If you didn't do it this way, if you just went outside and put the squared, then it would have found the sum, and then it would have squared that answer. It would have found the sum of 4 minus x and then squared that. So you have to be very careful. We get 15. math 0, x equals 1 on the bottom. Go up and put a 6, and x squared minus 5. We didn't have to add any parentheses because there wasn't anything outside over here. And we get 61. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Have a great day.